Hello? I feel like
Hi.
StreamYard is always like super slow to show me if I'm actually live. But we are live for our first episode, or my first episode. It's not your guys's. You're here as guests. But the first
So we
episode
don't
of
get invited back. Wow, okay then.
yeah. You can come every
This is a
time.
good start.
We are here for the first episode of Booktube Talks, where I will invite some booktubers over to talk about different fun things in the community. And I thought that special editions and subscription boxes is a fun topic because that's the only thing I end up talking about with people. For example, if you're on sprints, in every break, we just talk about special editions, and it's a really good time, I think. And we're just gonna talk about like our habits in buying and like what our favorites are, what our least favorites are, etc. So I thought we can start with introducing ourselves, and it's like an AA meeting where you say who you are and what kind of descriptions you have, and maybe what is your favorite. So we can start with Ro since you're beside me.
Hi, I'm Ro, or Sabriel, rebranded as. I am 28 years old. And I didn't even think about this question beforehand, but I have a Lumacrate, normal box, like the normal. They don't call it anything, do they? It's just the monthly box, the Lumacrate, and then I have the broken binding, and that is all. I used to have more, but currently I only have those two.
Yeah, you go.
Okay. I'm Bex. I currently actually don't have any subscriptions because I'm very good right now. I have a bit of beef with like 5 different subscription boxes. Like my own. They've done nothing wrong, but
That's debatable.
like, yeah, it's basically to do with wait lists because every time I come off, it's my turn to come off the wait list. It's like books that are either ugly or I don't want, and I'm like, I don't want to spend my money on you. So currently I'm doing very good. I remember when I was in college, broke college student, couldn't afford any books. I was waiting for the day I got a job so I could. And then I got a Lumacrate and like hated every single book that I read from them. So I have beef, but I'm also a magpie and I do love me some shiny editions. So
I'm Becca. I have a problem. I'm a rep for Illumicrate, so I get the Illumicrate box. I'm a rep for all 4 of the Fairy Loot boxes, so I get all of the Fairy Loot ones. One's quarterly.
Guys.
I'm technically subscribed to both Lock Library and the Forbidden Wing, but I haven't had a book since December because I keep skipping them. I just cancelled Goldsboro. Don't have that anymore, but I was skipping that a lot as well. I have previously had Afterlight, but I cancelled that a while back. And I was a rep for Owlcrate back in the day as well, so I have had that one before, as well as some like little smaller indie ones. But mainly it's just I get all of the Fairy Loops and the regular Illumicrate every month, apart from the quarterly one.
You don't get the Evernight.
No, I only get the normal Illumicrate, and then I had Afterlight that I was paying for myself, and then the other 2 I have never had.
So you're not on broken binding?
No.
I thought you were for some reason.
No, I am currently on the wait list for sci-fi because I think they're going to do my favorite series at some point.
Red Rising?
Yes.
Don't be shy. We all know what it is.
I don't want everyone else to know that they might do it, because then it just feels like a series that they're going to do. So I've skipped the last 2 invitations I've had to the sci-fi, but you can only skip 2. So I am going to join it next time so that I can get Red Rising if they ever do it. But I just really think that they will.
Do you think?
Probably.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a 6-book series and they tend to do trilogies, and it's broke up into 2 trilogies.
But it's 7 books.
Oh shit, it is. Well, they can do the first 3 and then the last.
I mean, I can. So everyone watching, you can also share what subscriptions you have and like what are your favorites? I feel like now that I have a problem because Becca gets her for free, but I don't. So I have the adult Fairy Loot. I have the normal Illumicrate. I have Illumicrate Evernight. I have Illumicrate Starbright. Do I have more?
Do you have Afterlight?
No,
No.
because I was just like, why
That's
would
the
I
only
need
other
raw
one I think they do.
hardcovers? And I had Oakrit before, and I really do want the adult Fairy Loot box, but I didn't get it, and I'm bitter.
Oh, the
So-
Epic.
Yes. No. Oh yeah, because I have Fairy Loot
You've
adult,
got
not
adult.
YA,
Yeah.
not YA. And yeah, maybe I don't have that many, but like I keep skipping Illumicrate when they do shitty picks. It's harder to skip Fairy Loot because they have less skips. And I
Mm.
keep skipping Evernight as well. I think I only had it like 2 times. The times. Yeah, but it's only quarterly, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I feel like I spend way too much money, and then obviously all the other special editions besides that
Yeah.
that we all fall for. Which
So I used to have Goldsboro, but I quit it I want to say at least 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe
yeah.
3.
That's probably like when I signed up.
Yeah, I think genuinely it was around the time that you signed up, and I was like, oh, well, hope she enjoys it. Because I didn't.
Of Goldsboro, because it is the most exclusive subscription you can get, but the picks aren't great.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I also used to have YA Fairy Loot. And then as soon as they did the adult box, I like switched to the adult. I didn't get both. I just switched to adult. But then I quit that after like 4 or 5 months because I realized it wasn't gonna. I thought it would be more adult than it is, I guess, or like more adult fantasy. But I don't
which is
think
what
I've
they're
had any
doing
of those.
now. Which is what they're doing now.
Well, yeah. But I did technically I have a Starbright subscription currently, but I only signed up to get this quarter's book. So I'll probably cancel it because it's wait, I shouldn't spoil it.
Yeah, I was going to ask, and I was like, wait, no.
Wait, we're live.
Okay, so the next question is like, how did you start getting subscription boxes? I mean, for example, I knew about Oakcrate when I was like 16. That is why like everyone had it on YouTube when YouTube was a bit different than it is now. And I was just like, I need Oakcrate. And I wished for it for like Christmas birthday. So I got like a 6-month subscription. And I was just like the happiest girl in the whole world. And the same I did with like Fairy Loot twice. It's like it was like prepaid as like a birthday or Christmas gift. And then like obviously I started to pay it myself now. But that is how I got into it. But sometimes I'm like, why did I get into this? It's just like, it's like when you're into it, it's really hard to get out of like of purging yourself and saying goodbye. What about you guys?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go on.
Like, yeah. My first ever subscription was Fairy Loot. When it was just Fairy Loot, not Fairy Loot YA. It was in 2018. I was in second year of uni. I don't remember how I heard about it online. I wasn't particularly like watching Booktube loads or anything at that point either. I don't know how I found out about it, but I subscribed. It was cute. They obviously all you got was like a signed book plate and a hardback. Cool. I was just like, that's so cool and amazing. Never heard of this before. And yeah, that was my very, very first one, and it just snowballed from when I started Booktube during lockdown, and then yeah, and I had at one point like 4 subscriptions, but now only 2.
Yeah, see, for the longest time, I was purely a paperback girly. No hardbacks for me.
Really?
Yes. I mean, even still, you can see it's still mostly. But I remember the first time I was already watching Booktube for a good few years at this point, so I had definitely seen people unboxing stuff, definitely like Alcrate and all of that. But the first time I ever remember being like, maybe I should buy multiple copies of books is I remember the A Dark Shade of Magic Illumicrate box. And I remember seeing the 2 of you unboxing it and being like, I want that.
Yeah, because that was the time when they had like one box for like a specific
Yeah.
series.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so I think that was in 2020. So I think it was one of your first videos actually. So
Probably.
so yeah. So that is definitely the first time I remember being like, I want.
Oh my god,
that
guys, I'm an
series.
influencer.
Yeah.
I don't know what the first box that I bought was actually a merch box from Ink and Wonder, which was like an Australian bookmark company. They were the
Wow.
ones that made, got like loads of them. Where are they? Like they were woodmarks, the first place that ever did woodmarks. And they were like these ones.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
Yeah. I think they shut their business because they were copying other people's designs, but they were really cool. Like back in the allegedly. That's what I heard. And then I bought the Hangover crate for Dark Dawn and also the one for Kingdom of Ash from Fae Crate. I think they were the first two that I ever bought. And then I was asked to be a rep for Owl Crate after that. The first place I'd seen subscription box books though was on Bookstagram, because like all of the hyped like young adult hardbacks were like on Instagram. So like my friend for my birthday in like 2017 or 18 got me the Owl Crate edition. He bought it off like Facebook of, oh my god, what book is it? I think the author's Samaya Dowd. It's like a spaceship thing. It's like Mirage. Yeah.
Mirage. Yeah, I was about to say, is it Mirage?
So that's probably like the first book that I owned that was like a regular subscription. But yeah, Ulcra asked me to be a rep in 2019. Illumicrate emailed me and said, can we send you one box to unbox? And they haven't stopped sending them. So sometimes I don't like emailing Illumicrate because they remember I exist.
That's so funny.
And then, yeah, so they were the first ones that I had. And then I got Fairy Loot from 2021. I've been a rep for Fairy Loot.
Wow.
Nice.
You're so cool. Actually, I just remember I was rep for Illumicrate for like 3 months.
Oh, did you do like an online thing where you put photos up, or?
No, they searched for reps and I just like filled in like the form. And that it was the last time they did YouTube reps. After that they didn't do them anymore. But I felt so cool. I was just like, this is the dream.
Yeah.
And then
I interesting.
I was cool for like 3 months and then I was never cool again. But that's besides the point. So I got to fulfill my dream of getting free books.
I find it really interesting that they've like stopped YouTube. Like most of them have like given up on YouTube, right? I just feel like it's still, maybe it's not as like big as TikTok is, but like, you know, everyone's channels, especially the bigger channels, are still growing.
You also have a much more dedicated subscriber base on YouTube because it creates more of a personal connection because they spend more time with you.
Agreed. On TikTok, it's like flick.
And Becca's unboxings are like the best ones on our channel. Some of the best ones. Yeah. Not that I'm stalking back or anything, you know. Okay, so this is for everyone. What is your favorite special edition that you own? Who want to go first? Everyone is ready.
I mean, Becca can have the same one, but I've got the fairy.
No, I didn't. They're my favorites, but like not because of the special edition.
See, this is my like. I have two different ones. Okay, I do.
You got the new ones
options. I have two options. Oh, you mean the Iron editions? Well, I have those as well. Like I have two options. So these I love. They're the Red Rising Fairy Loots, for anyone who doesn't know. They're quite simple, but I like simplicity. I like.
They are my favorite style, so I like the Greenbone Saga as well from Illumicrate.
Yes, I was literally going to say that one of my favorite types of special edition is like the simple, just hardcover, no dust jacket. And it's partially my favorite because it's one of my favorite series, and also just the way it is, and the fact that there's like the scythe that goes through all three spines. It's just very satisfying to me.
Very nice.
Well, I need to see Becca's again. What was Heavenly Bodies? What is that?
Bodies.
Worst book I've ever read.
When did that come out?
My favorite book of the year, but all right then.
I was exaggerating.
Is this in the which box was it in?
What?
Fairy Loot?
Yeah, but
The
which one?
Fairy Romantasy.
Oh.
I mean, I have a lot of very pretty editions now, but like I don't know. I just think that the design on this one's really cohesive and really pretty. And then I also have, this is more like the simple one because it's just a recolor, but like the edge.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Is that
So
the
good.
Lumicrate?
I
Yeah.
have all. Yeah, this one's a Lumicrate. I have all of the Empire of the Vampire special editions, and this one's my favorite one.
So do I.
No
It's so
reason
bad.
at all. I don't even like half of them, but I have them.
Literally same. I bought
What
like
about you, Bags?
the Forbidden Planet one that's like just blue instead
Blue
of
one.
the normal.
And what's the other one that's oh, the Goldsboro. I've got the Goldsboro.
Yeah,
as well.
Goldsboro.
That's a lot.
Okay, what about you, Bags? What is your favorite?
I think probably the Percy Jackson set from Illumicrate
Nice.
because I love the edges because they make up Camp Half-Blood.
I
Yeah,
also got those, and I keep forgetting I own them.
Yeah.
Oh, I did also like. I do like these as well.
Oh, cute. Yeah.
With the I like the naked hardcovers on them because they've got like the normal cover foiled on the front.
I like that.
Yeah.
I did also bring my Raven Scholar, which is so recent, I know, but these edges are literally
Oh,
so cute. And then underneath is like one of my favorite naked hardcovers, like the entire mural, like from the book. It's just so sick. Just one of my faves. It's so good. And I
can
like
get
an
back to that
alternative
as well,
cover.
because, that's one of my least favorite special editions I've received recently.
Me and Becca are gonna fight.
This is not gonna end well, guys.
Our mutual love of Darrow will bring us back.
Yeah, well, I've got Severo on my arm. Does that count? Can we be friends again?
I have Severo, Cassius, and Darrow represented. And EO. Nobody even likes EO, so.
Okay, so I brought out something that is it a special edition? Yes, no, I don't know, but it is kind of. So I have the suppress set of Poppy War,
Oh, bougie.
Ooh.
and I think they are so pretty. They are. I feel like these are more expensive than like an ordinary Illuminate. But they are just like beautiful. They don't even like have edges or anything, but the covers,
I'd
they are
say that's a
really-
special edition.
Yeah.
right?
Is there
And like I
versions
think
by
there's a
right?
limited run, right?
Or is
It's
it just-
like
Yeah, it's
How many?
limited. There's different covers.
it is 500 number copies.
Oh,
Nice.
exclusive.
That is exclusive.
And I
Don't
love
they
them a
have
lot.
like better quality paper and stuff
Yeah,
as well?
They are
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like ginormous. Like they are big. I don't know how to compare
Yeah, I
them.
was just gonna say.
But yeah,
They're
they're
like
like
by your
huge.
face, and it's like
And I love them a lot. They are very expensive, and I had to buy the second and third second hand because I missed the pre-sale.
Ouch.
It was a whole thing.
Wait,
So
so
I
do your
spent-
numbers match?
no, they don't. So
I would
one
actually
has,
throw myself off.
number one has a different number because that I bought from the sites.
Yeah.
But number 2 and 3 has the same number because I bought it from the same seller.
Okay.
But I
yeah.
think I paid that seller like $700.
Wow.
And honestly, it's worth it.
Sandra doesn't pay rent, guys. I would like to just point that out. Like...
I also have the Jade City Suppress edition, and obviously the full set is not out yet, but it is so pretty as well. But I feel like this is like I don't know, like these editions are different special editions than like the other special editions. I don't know how to like explain the difference.
They are more exclusive,
Yeah.
and they're better quality. Like,
but they have less like.
It's like that place. What's that place called that does like the really expensive Brandon Sanderson books? Is it Brandon Sanderson?
Is it
Lad-
Suppress or is it someone
No,
else?
they're like the leather bound ones. You mean?
Oh yeah.
But
I
they,
don't know,
that, that's
they do different types of special editions. So they do numbered ones and they also do lettered ones.
yeah.
I know
Wow.
what you're on about.
And they're like really expensive, obviously, because you can only get like 26 copies of
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, so they did that of Poppy War 2, for example. There is also like the
the
leather
lettered.
ones,
Yeah,
but like those cost like $1,500.
It might be those
That's a different
each
price.
book. Yeah, that's crazy. I think the thing is I'm too cheap for that level of.
Mm.
I am. Sorry about it. Like if Subpress, I think they have done Red Rising actually.
It's Grim
They
Oak
do.
Press.
Grim Oak, yeah.
Yeah. But Grim Oak actually in their store they usually sell some of Suppress, like they like collab.
Oh, interesting.
Like Grim Oak also they usually get a few copies because Suppress sells out really fast, even though they're really expensive. But yeah, I think one like ordinary price of a Suppress is like $150.
I just could never.
So they are like
$100 for the lettered ones, and it was the John Gwynne books that I was looking at.
I've got the broken binding ones of those, which are literally just a block sprayed edge and a hardback, but there was only 500 that they did, so everyone's like, I want that.
I remember when they did, so the Broken Bindings first set that they did was the Abercrombie books, the first Law trilogy, and everyone, I said, I don't see the point in joining a subscription to get a hardback of a book that's already released. Like, I'd rather just find an original hardback. And everyone was like, oh, well, you can't get hardbacks of these, you can't get hardbacks, and then they reprinted them, so you can go to Waterstones and buy yourself a hardback. So I was like,
I sold my 6 Abercrombie books for like 700 quid.
Yeah.
Then you could have bought the Popping War Suppress.
I did it to pay my rent last year. So.
But yeah, so I also have Babel in the Suppress, and I love that, but I don't think that is as pretty. And then also the Jade City one is gorgeous, and I'm very excited for them to release the rest. But the shipping there is like they take like $85 for shipping.
Is that America?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I want to like, why do you do this to me?
Are they the ones that made? No, it's a different indie press, isn't it? That did the only physical copy of the novella for the Jedward saga.
Yes, and of course I have those too.
Oh, do you have those? Because I know there was an issue with those, right? There was some sort of drama, but I can't remember what it was. Were they delayed or they were printed wrong or something?
I don't remember, but they did sell us print of those, and I remember you could, for example, get like the novellas at like Book Depository when that still existed. So like they did like distribute some copies around. Yeah. But yeah, I have those as well. And yeah, but I think they're my favorite, but it's not only because they're expensive. I honestly think the art is very, very pretty.
Let's see, is when Rose said about the Red Rising set, that's my favorite set because it's one of my most exclusive sets because it sells for like £750.
Yeah.
So, like aesthetically, it's like I love it, but it's not like my favorite.
Yeah, I get you.
Makes sense. Yes. Okay.
I think part of that one was what's your favorite subscription as well? Like,
yeah,
you have. What's your favorite, Sandra? I want to know.
It's really hard to pick because as I now have done 2 vlogs where I read through all the picks of Illumicrate and Fairy Loot, right? YA. I would say that mostly all the picks are really bad.
Yeah.
So like in quality of books, they both suck. So just like if those were the only books I was reading, I would be seriously depressed. But
this is why you're not a rep.
No, this is why I would never be a rep. But like I think I like, oh my god, I don't even know. I feel like, for example, Illumicrate and Fairy Loot are very like similar in like their customizations and stuff. It's just that Illumicrate gives me more skips.
Yeah, I agree with that. My favorite is my Broken Binding one, but I think it's a bit of like a bougie thing from me being like, yeah, it's really exclusive. And I have like number 25 out of 1500. So I'm like, yeah, I'm really cool actually. But I also like that they are doing older series because it's made me pick up some older series. For example, Literally Above Your Head, Bex, the James Islington. Like they did that series and I read it after. I've still not read the last one yet, but it's on the list. The never-ending list. But I really enjoy that one, and like I'm going back and reading them. I do skip them if I really don't know what they are. But you only get 1 skip a year, but then you get to skip 3 whole months. So it's like real. And Illumicrate, I do skip a lot. They're March and April, April and May, some of my favorite books I've read this year. But then for the rest of the year, I'm a bit like, eh.
Oh, I've seen their upcoming picks. They look.
Oh, I haven't opened my May one yet, have I? For Illumicrate, no.
We don't know.
So. Well, mine came today.
Yeah, it's
Mine hasn't come yet.
I just didn't know what month it was, so I was trying to figure it out.
I read arcs of both April and May before the book came out, so I was like, well, I'm deliberately doing it so that I can save money, but then obviously I've not saved money in April and May, because I was like, I love this book. But yeah, Broken Binding is my fave.
What about Bex doesn't have a favorite.
X
She was
refuses
just like,
to
no.
answer.
My favorite is probably the adult Fairy Loot. I think that Fairy Loot are tons better than Illumicrate in terms of customization. But I feel like some of the picks, like for the standard boxes, comparing like Fairy Loot to Illumicrate, I think that the Illumicrate picks are better than the Fairy Loot YA picks.
Yeah.
And the items are better in Fairy Loot as well. But I think in terms of like just generally, I think it's the adult Fairy Loot, because I just did a full series reading all of the Romantasy books so far. And I don't, because Fairy Loot are Romantasy. They have always been Romantasy.
Yeah.
All of the, pretty much 80% of the books across all of the subscriptions are Romantasy.
Yeah.
So I like smut, but in the Romantasy box, there's like books that have a lot of smut in. And I prefer like a slow burn with like a bit of smut. So that's the adult, essentially. And then so I like that. And then I like Dude Bro Fantasy, but I don't have Broken Binding for a reason.
But now you have the adult quarterly. That is your Dude Bro.
I do. And I'm actually really excited, because part of the reason why I don't have Broken Binding is because I don't like the design on them. It's all very Dude Bro.
I know, I do agree with you there.
But like, the thing is that fantasy books are already Dude Bro. Like they already have the Dude Bro art on the front. I don't need them re-Dude Bro.
I get you.
So I'm really excited to see what the epic Fairy Loot looks like, because I'm really excited to see what like Mantasy looks like when it's been like Fairy Lootified.
I am bitter.
I can't believe that not everyone who signed up on day one got us like a spot.
I can't remember when exactly I signed up, but I got an email about being a rep like 2 hours before my normal invite came through. But I can't remember when. I probably signed up as soon as they released it, but I can't remember when it was.
I also did that, but then when I was going to sign up, because I pressed the link as soon as they was released, but then the link acted up, so I was not allowed to sign up. Like, instantly.
Yeah, no, I remember that. So I think it actually took a while for me to sign up.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it for a few hours and then come back to it, and then I did, and it was fine.
Yeah, but that's what I did. I did it like later than that, because I was on my way to work on the bus trying to sign up to this stupid thing that wasn't working. And then I arrived at work, and then I was busy because I was at work, and then I did it when I came home later that night. But then apparently that was too late. Okay, what about you, Bex? What is your favorite subscription box that you don't have?
I have beef with multiple. So Fairly Epic, I have beef with because they decided to do Joe Abercrombie for the first book, and so I didn't want to buy that because I don't want to read that book. So I was devastated when I had to be like, I have to go back on the wait list.
Yeah, because I'm also like, I read that book, I had an arc, and I didn't like it, so I'm going.
And I didn't like the first Law, so I'm like, if I didn't like that, there's no chance.
Yeah, no, and it is pretty much, it reads like a standalone in the First Law world, so if you don't like First Law, there's no point reading it.
Yeah, and so then I have beef with Illumicrate because I like did not like any of their books. Finally was like, okay, I'm getting rid of it. And then like, I think it was like 2 months after I had gotten rid of it, they did a book I actually really wanted to read, and I was like, no, that's not nice.
That's rude.
And then I have beef with the Broken Binding because I signed up and I finally got an invite for the Greenbone Saga, which I thought were absolutely hideous.
I hated the way they looked.
Which is why I bought them from you.
And so I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. But you're supposed to then immediately get put on like the top of the list for next time.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. I never got an invite.
Oh.
So yeah, so I don't like any of them.
Bex is like, actually, none.
I think that's a good answer. I don't understand this. Like, how many people did not get an invite? Like, how many people signed up on this first day? We all just have beef with Fairy Loot's Apple.
There must be thousands and thousands, because I think originally everyone thought, well, I don't think everyone, but a lot of people I maybe expected when the adult box was coming for it to be more
Epic.
like fantasy, rather than like the romancy YA picks that they were picking, but they kind of just did slightly more fantasy rather than like epic fantasy, which is obviously what
Yeah.
I think people thought it would be. So we've been waiting years for like someone to do an epic fantasy subscription.
Except Broken Binding, that is Drew Broad.
Yeah, but then again, that's older ones as well, so it's
I
not
would have
even.
signed up for Broken Binding if it was an old series, and I also didn't like that when you sign up, you're locked into a trilogy. So if I get a book from them that I haven't tried, that I want to try, and I read it and I hate it, I still have to pay for the next two.
Yeah.
And then you can only
I get
skip
that.
the one trilogy. I understand why they do it, but I was like, I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Fair.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. So I didn't sign up for that one.
A whole mood. But yeah, because they opened for the waiting list last year, like last May or something. So they had a whole year to see how many people was on that wait list. So if you see that there's 400,000 people on your wait list, you don't make 100,000 boxes.
Yeah.
There is though too, like I don't
Capacity.
know. I don't know how many boxes they do. I don't know anything about it. But the exclusivity is what also makes it
Of
popular.
course.
So if they keep the numbers low and it makes it seem like, oh my god, everyone wants it because they can't have it, it makes the brand look more exclusive. So they never want to, because what Illumicrate have done now is you can just go buy an
I
Illumicrate
said this.
and nobody wants
Yeah.
Illumicrate because you can buy it.
Yeah.
Like
I said this to
agree.
you, Sandra,
Yeah.
the other day.
I completely see it from a business perspective, but it also it's frustrating because it is like me. I actually want to cancel my adult subscription because I don't like the books I'm getting. But if I do that, I will literally not be able to sign up again until next year.
Then
it's just
also
like-
makes sense though for Fairy
Yeah.
Loot. They have 400,000 people on the wait list and they've got 100,000 boxes for Epic. It would make sense for them to stagger the increase on Epic because they know they're going to start getting decreases in adult, and because
Yeah.
they put their books into print so far in advance, they're going to have like thousands of excess books if everybody drops off adult and switches to
True.
Epic. And
Yeah.
God,
It needs to be like tapered.
No,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if it's 400,000 people on this. It was just an example number. I just had like a random number. I don't know that this is accurate, but like if it was like 400,000 and they have 100,000, then it's just like so many people waiting.
Yeah.
And I get it as a business perspective, but it's frustrating. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
Also,
also-
from like a business perspective for Fairy Loot, because like it's one thing, like as you were saying, with like now that you can just like buy an Illumicrate, it's like not that exciting. And another like perk of like being on the subscription is getting early access to other stuff. And like it's like one of the perks of Illumicrate, I think, that they are pretty good when it comes to stock for like their other stuff. But also at the same time, it kind of means that people aren't really signing up for subscriptions so they can get access to that stuff. Whereas people like keep their Fairy Loots because Fairy Loot like extra stuff always sells out in pre-sale.
I think as well, I'm genuinely confused as to how the Farseer set did not sell out for Illumicrate.
Yeah,
I was so stressed over that. I got it, so it's fine, obviously.
Yeah,
but I was
and
like so
got
stressed.
straight through. I had pre-sale, of course, but then I know somebody, I think in my sprints, was like, "Oh, I missed pre-sale." Oh no, I was watching Ali. She's now with Ali. She used to be hardback Carter. She streamed on Twitch.
Yeah.
I was watching her, and she was like, "Oh, I forgot to order it," and I was like, "Well, you can go get it now. It's just there." It's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult to get at all.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
That is
But like
probably
I think they have gotten pretty good at that because like I remember years ago, I feel like their stuff also sold out in pre-sale, whereas now you usually like they get to general sale, whereas Fairy Loot I feel like not as much, which I think again is like a reason why like people like hoard their Fairy Loot subscriptions because they're like, I want pre-sale for all
I
the other
don't
stuff.
know whether Illumicrate have just scaled appropriately or whether there's been a decline in popularity of the bots. Like I can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it?
We should have had the people on. No, I'm joking. But I was thinking because years ago you could just buy an Illumicrate. No, not Illumicrate. Fairy Loot when you wanted to, because that's what I did. Like for my birthday, where they were like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was like, "I want one Fairy Loot box as a birthday gift," and you could just buy one, a single purchase. And I kind of missed that. You could just like go and buy one if you wanted one, and you didn't need to wait 1.5 years to get one. And I feel like if you need to wait a year for it, it's a bit excessive. But I get it again from the business perspective. But I also miss just being able to buy something if you wanted it.
I was looking
at Shaw's comment that says about Fairy Loot, like you can buy an Illumicrate because they don't want to have a wait list and sell out and stuff, and Fairy Loot are the other way. I feel the opposite about this, and I pay for my special editions of Fairy Loot, so I get the boxes for free. But what subscription boxes do now is they put most of the popular stuff, so you have to buy it extra, and it's like debuts and stuff that nobody really cares about that you get in the actual box. So I spend a lot of money on special editions, like buying the extra stuff. I actually would rather the Fairy Loot model than the Illumicrate, because if I'm paying for a special edition, I want it to be special, and if everybody else has it, then it's not special, and I don't want it. Like, it, for me, the exclusivity is part of the special edition. If it's not exclusive, then what's the point? It's just free. And I do free.
I think I agree with that to like an extent, because I think I prefer like numbered editions, because then at least I know how many there are. I don't know if that's like a really controlling thing like to say, but like, you know, with Broken Binding with Goldsboro, which obviously I don't really buy Goldsboro anymore. I do buy editions. I bought like the Raven Scholar edition of it. But I like that they are numbered because it's pretty and you know how exclusive it is. Whereas with Illumicrate and Fairy Loot, I think I care a bit less because I don't know how many there are, I guess. Like, because they're not numbered, I'm like, well, anyone can have it. But then I guess, Becca, what you're saying is like, it's more of like a communal, the community knows that it's exclusive, like you said about those Red Rising editions. Like it's more about the market value and like
but like,
well, we all know that
at the moment,
they're rarer. Like
we're living in an era of overconsumption and oversaturation. Like we have a 6-month edition of a book, a 1-year edition. Like, what the fuck are they doing with Twilight this year? Like, let's release this. Like, we can't make a decision, so we'll just release it 3 times. For why? Like, what are you even doing? And to be fair, I have fallen off the special editions a little bit, like in terms of personally wanting them, because they're not exclusive anymore. The only real reason, for the most part, that I continue to get special editions is because I get the subscription boxes as a rep. So then it makes sense for me to buy book 2 in the same edition that I have book 1.
Makes sense.
So it's just like continuing on the thing, as opposed to like, this is gorgeous, I have to have it. There are exceptions, like I got the Farseer trilogy.
Yeah.
And like, if I think that the Caraval set that Fairy Loot just announced is stunning, and if I liked that series, I would buy it, but I haven't read it, so
yeah, same.
But like, there's exceptions, but generally, like special editions, it's just so oversaturated right now.
This is one of the questions later where we can just talk about it now. It's like that the retailers have started getting special editions, like first prints of Fort Wing and all of those. They have spread edges, right? And then they randomly like release random special editions of a book that you can just get in the store. I'll just have a really good example. Wait,
she wasn't prepared.
I forgot them earlier. Like, these came out. I bought them. I don't know why, but here we are. Of Legend Lattes. They just in the store. And they are, they are spread edges and special, and it's not the original cover. And I think they are pretty, but it's just like, it's the way when you find them in the store, you're just like, but do I actually want it? But if they were a Fairwood edition in their store, they would be sold out. Like, even if they look like this. Not that
they are ugly. It's gonna be
surreal.
I don't know. It's just very, like you said, especially since Waterstones, I feel like were the first people outside of, I mean, they are the biggest retailer in the UK for books, but like they were definitely the first to do it and become more and more like, you just get a Waterstones edition for quite a lot of stuff that comes out, I feel. Like, even like mystery books, like murder mystery books and stuff, do you know what I mean? Like, not that it's exclusive to the fantasy genre, do you know, but it's just so funny that it has like the amount of blood drip edges I see in Waterstones that comes out. It's so funny. But I do think it overall like reduces the shine, like the pull for special editions. But then I guess that's when Illumicrate and Fairy Loot started to like up their game and have like reverse dust jackets and the what they call it, the boards, end papers, like art on the end papers and stuff. So you do get slightly more with the subscription still versus like a Waterstones edition.
I'm wondering where they can go from here though.
Yeah, what more possibly can you
Soon
do?
you can turn the book upside down and there will be a different story and it will be 3D on your wall. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I feel like I like it a bit that that you can get special editions in the store because no one is forcing you to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go in the store and you see a Spade Edge edition and you're just like, oh my god, that's nice, and you get it. But then still people that like Frozen, the Loom Crate or whatever, they can still get theirs. Like no one is stopping them.
I'm a lot better now for not ordering special editions of books I've not read, like, you know, new books coming out, or pre-ordering special editions. At one point I was quite bad for it, just because and this was when it was like starting to get big, I feel. So like I feel like 2020, between 2021 2022, it was like nice, and then it just from there it was like, oh my god, through the roof. So now I'm like, well, I'm only really gonna buy it if I've read it, or it's an author that I know I love, so I'm going to take a chance that I am going to love it and just pre-order it. Yeah, I'm a lot more frugal now. But partly not my choice, but also like I am glad that I've got less going on.
But do you guys ever like buy the special editions they have in store, like in Waterstone? So like the first prints.
This is like a me problem, like for sure. But I don't even buy books anymore because I have so many that like it's actually like killed my desire to buy books. Like sometimes I don't even go in Waterstones, and that I live in a town that doesn't have Waterstones, so that's me going into the city for a shopping day, and sometimes I just walk right past Waterstones because I know I'm not going to buy anything.
Yeah, I'm very. There's still we don't really get special editions in Ireland. You don't get them. You don't get them on the show because like even because we do technically have Waterstones. We have one in Cork and Dublin. I feel like there might be another one, but I can't remember where. And obviously, I used to go into Waterstones all the time when I was in college because I was in Cork. So every day I was going in there. But even then, we technically didn't get Waterstones exclusive editions because that was around the time that they started like doing more and more of them. Yeah. Because technically, like they're different buyers, despite the fact it's still Waterstones. So we didn't get any Waterstones exclusive editions in our Waterstones.
Yeah,
so, bless you. I do think as well, because somebody mentioned the price difference between a Waterstones hardback and a special edition. I don't buy books in store now because of the rapid increase of like the base price of a book. Like I would rather pay £24 for a Fairy Loot edition plus postage than £18 for a Waterstones hardback, because that's just how much books are now, and it's too much. Like standardized pricing that was like pretty accessible. Like books weren't cheap, but they were like reasonably priced. And now they're just like far too expensive to take a chance on a book. I'll just like pre-order on a whim.
I agree. When did adult hardbacks become between £20 and £22 normal?
The last Brandon Sanderson book was 30.
Oh yeah, it was. I got that one. I mean, that is huge, I guess, but still.
I made the mistake of getting the last one in hardback, being like, "Oh, I'll read it soon," and now it's out in paperback, and I still haven't read Rhythm of War, so I didn't. Just wait for the paperbacks.
Mistakes were made. Yeah, because I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I work in a bookstore. I quit now, but I do still work there for another 2 weeks, and we get like some special editions that are like the international special editions. I don't know how to describe it, but they don't look the same as the Waterstones one. It's like the imported edition.
Yeah,
and we don't have that many editions, but they always sell out because people come in and like, oh my gosh, super pretty, and I want it because it's special, even though they are literally like triple the price of the like the normal one. Yeah, because Norway, yay. But so it's really interesting because I feel like if we maybe had someone on here, for example, that was more new to buying books or more new into the community, they would maybe be more like, I will buy anything.
Yeah,
you know. But since we are old veterans.
We're veterans, yeah.
We are maybe more picky of like, I don't want to buy it unless it's good or like super pretty. Yeah.
Though I will say well, in fairness, it didn't cost me any extra, but like this was just a paperback with a black sprayed edge. But because I don't ever see any sprayed edges, I did get. I mean, I was buying this anyway, so it was fine. But the edition of Funny Story, it just has orange sprayed edges, and I was like, I'm getting the sprayed edges.
You know what I do like? I like it when you order a paperback and it comes with a surprise sprayed edge and it's just a solid block edge. I'm like, oh my god, what a treat! Because I didn't know it was going to come like this.
Yeah. The random spread edges and paperbacks.
Yeah. Which I would also like to use this as a moment to petition for cooler paperbacks, because the only ones, well, I can think of like Frostheart, like those cool sprayed edges on the paperback.
Yeah.
And also the other ones I can think of is the Luminary series by
Oh my
Susan
god, they're cool.
Yes. I would like to start a petition. As a paperback girly, I would like cool sprayed edges.
I disagree, but just because if I can help it, I don't read my hardbacks because I have a nice American Libby login. So I try to read ebooks of all of my actual books so that I don't mark the pages.
Yeah, same.
The only books that I get to read physically these days are paperbacks. So like I don't want to be scared of those.
Fair.
Like my paperbacks are destroyed, but my hardbacks for the most part are pristine. Unless you watch Shelve It or Scrap It, and I do actually end up reading a hardback and then I drip water on it and I'm sad. Happens too much.
We have already talked a bit about this, like what we buy and stuff, but do you guys get rid of special editions? I have yet to get rid of a single one, but now I have a full pile of Illumicrate books I don't want that sucked.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And I'm just like, who's gonna want them because they suck?
Sorry, what was the original question? I think I missed the first.
No, it's like, do you get rid of special editions and what do you do?
Oh,
with them?
rid of.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I last August, because I had to move home, I did a massive unhaul, and I was so stressed that I didn't even bother trying to sell any of it. I just like gave it all away.
Oh my god,
that's insane. Well, I know that Becca sells some Vinted.
Yeah, I put mine on Vinted.
I didn't have, to be fair, all the ones I gave away, I looked at and I thought, like, no one gives a shit about this book. They're not going to buy it. I made an executive decision.
Because obviously, like most of them, I don't pay for. So if I don't pay for them, I normally sell them for £5 or £10. So it's like a pretty standard price, depending on like how good they are, how old they are, and stuff.
Yeah.
That brings to the next question. What is a special edition you regret buying?
Book of Night by Holly Black. I bought 3 copies of it and it was the worst book I've ever read in my fucking life.
We should have known that when it was written by Holly Black. So
I loved The Cruel Prince. Like, I genuinely loved that series, and this was her adult debut, and I was like, oh my god, brilliant. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna love it. And it was awful.
You should know that when they say adult debut, they don't actually mean they're going to be adult. Like, you should know this by now.
I also have Book of Night, the favorite edition. So if anyone want to buy it from me, anyone here, it's a great book, guys. I swear. No,
those were ones that I gave away.
That was not like, at least you ordered 3 of them, so that is your own fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
But like, because if you get the bad one, like in a subscription, what can you do?
Yeah.
But like,
well, I think one was fairly adult.
Yeah, one is Fairly and Illumicrate and Fairly did it.
But then I pre-ordered the Waterstones, which was the same fucking sprayed edge, just a different color.
Okay.
What about you, Becca? What is your regrets?
The Fairy Loot editions of the Brandon Sanderson books.
Why? Look, I have them here.
Because they're just the same as the normal editions of the Brandon Sanderson books, but with a gold edge.
Yeah.
But the gold edge is cool.
I thought that when they went on sale, I was like, I'm not buying that.
No, it did say, so there was something that happened because they were supposed to have end paper art. And then they updated it and was like, sorry, we can't do end paper art. It must have been something to do with the publisher.
Sorry, guys.
So now it's just an end.
Just a gilded
But do you
edge.
have the whole set, only that one?
I've got Words of Radiance, and then I think Oathbringer went on sale, and I was like, I can't be arsed. Because I have these editions of other books. So, like, the Gentleman Bastard series I have in these editions, and the Miss Horn ones. I could have had the normal ones, and these were so fucking expensive. They were like £25 each. So £50 for Way of Kings or something like that.
Look at me.
Just gold
I have
edge.
all of them up here.
Because then I was like, I could just get the normal ones of the like Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, and they won't be able to tell that they're not the same editions and they're slightly cheaper.
Well, they better do Wind and Fruit, so I get the full set, or else.
I mean, they probably will. I think that they kind of maybe would regret, because it was supposed to be more special than it ended up being. I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
I
Also,
think I don't think
some
they're
of-
really happy with it either because it's not great.
I also
Mm.
have some of archive hardbacks here, and they have missing one, and then I have 4 of them here where I'm missing one. So life is good.
The original hardbacks.
What did you say?
Which one are you missing out of the original hardbacks?
Wars of Radiance gets reprinted, but they reprinted words in 2 parts, and I didn't want to buy it in 2 parts. Because I was just like, they're all going to be in one single book, or else I'm not getting it. So I have all of them in hardbacks, but not words.
So they reprinted the first one, right? The Way of Kings. I bought that as a reprint. I didn't even realize they did the second yet.
In 2 parts.
But it was in 2 parts. Yeah, so I have book 1, 4, and 5 in hardback.
And then on the flip side of that, they're now doing the paperbacks in 1 part in the normal.
They are.
Yeah.
What is your regrets, Max? Do you have any?
Okay. This one, like, yeah, I think I regret. And that's the Waterstones edition of Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods.
Why?
Again, I have beef with Waterstones, guys. So, which I then went on and got the second one as well. So, like, did I regret it that much? The reason why is because I had such trouble getting this for some reason. If you didn't know, international shipping for Waterstones, despite the fact we have Waterstones in Ireland, is £9. Which is, fun.
Hey, it's £13 for me, I'm just gonna add.
Oh.
So but she's just over the fucking sea. Like,
that's very true.
So, but anyway, this book would not come. I was checking them, and then next thing, I finally look up, and I get custom charges on it. I think it was another like €6 or €7.
Oh god. So it's just not worth it, really.
Yeah, which I didn't get custom charges on this, I would like to say. And also because at around the same time, I think it was September or October of 2023, Fragile Threads of Power came out. If you didn't realize, this is also the Waterstones edition. This came to me no problems. I also did not get custom charges. Look at the difference in size.
Doesn't make any sense. Someone must have just processed it wrong.
Let me tell you, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Also, they did accidentally send me 2.
So you made your money back and it's fine.
Exactly. It did make me a little less mad about it, so I forgave them.
You, as me and Bax, have the same Schwab addiction. I can't speak. Okay, I have 2 regrets, and I feel like I'm going to be bullet hard for this one, so please don't laugh at me too much. Because it is bad. It's really bad. I don't want to look at them. They're so ugly. They are so ugly. Wait.
Show us.
I'm trying.
I just remembered as well, I do have something that I ordered that I'm so ashamed of buying it that I haven't even mentioned that I have it.
Wait, I lied. What did you say?
I said I have a special edition that I bought that I'm so ashamed of for buying it that I haven't even mentioned that I have it. As in, like, I didn't box it. I just put it in its box in a cupboard.
Well, what is it?
It's the collector's edition of The Will of the Many. I hate it. It's so ugly.
It's the ugliest thing ever.
But if they do, that.
I was about to say, is that the piece, right?
If they don't reprint the second and third books, like if they don't continue on in the original covers, then I won't have one that matches.
Yeah.
So I have that. But if they do end up, if I do end up with a matching cover of my normal hardback, I will sell the broken binding one.
Post haste.
But yeah, no, because it doesn't exist to me. It's in my wardrobe.
I'm just praying that by the time like the trilogy is finished, they'll just do a completely different special set of them. I was like, I'm not buying that. It's ugly as fuck. Like,
I still have not read it. I need to read it. Yeah. I know I'm gonna love it, but I've been waiting for the paperback because I have his first series in paperback. But have you seen it's orange, like bright orange, the paperback? I don't think it's out yet. I think it's out next month.
But at least
it's like bright orange.
It is. Okay, here is my biggest regret. This is the Fairloot Dark Artificer series. It is so ugly. Like, look, okay, you get the spread edges, But look at the covers.
Oh.
What do they do here? This is just the original covers recolored. And I love Cassandra Clare. Why did I buy these? It is a shame. Why do I have this set? Why did I spend like £100 on it? I don't even know how much it was. And I honestly wish so much I'd never bought them. And I
That
just
was
like,
quite a while ago, wasn't it, as well, that they did that set?
yes. But like
Yeah.
they're not even pretty. I just wanted them because I was just like, oh my god, Fairly exclusive.
FOMO.
I did that with the I bought the From Blood and Ash set, and
I was about to say that.
yeah, I sold that.
I've got it. I've got pictures of them ready to go up on Vinted. I just haven't done it yet. Those covers are literally. Oh my god! Like
But then
the worst.
Illumicrate did the same fucking cover.
Oh, From Blood and Ash from who?
The same cover, but with just better artwork.
Really?
Those are kind of
I
bad.
didn't have to do it. My problem is covers that look like that, so I didn't like either of them.
No, I get you. Yeah,
Okay. And then I have another regret.
it's like kind of bad.
I have another one, which is the first Fairly editions of Cruel Prince. And it's because I can't get Queen of Nothing, because they did Queen of Nothing box when that came out. And then they
Yeah.
sold these later, but I didn't have the Queen of Nothing box. I just bought these like an idiot. So I don't even have the full set.
Why did you do that?
You know what? I
'Cause-
will actually. Yeah, the Illumicrate art style is better. The proportions are weird on the Fairly one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
don't
they're
even think
so
these are that.
ugly. They're so
I
ugly.
know, but
Look,
Bex, I don't
Everyone
even have the
gagged
full
over them
set.
though. Everyone was like fighting each other to get them though.
yeah, they're
Does
really.
anyone have Queen of Nothing but not the rest of the books? You can get these. Also, I wish I want to say that Illumicrate also did Cruel Prince, but they did
Yeah.
like the first Cruel Prince alone in the box, and then
Yeah.
the second and third. But I didn't get the first box, but I bought the second and third. So for the Illumicrate, I have second and third, but not the first.
I'm still waiting for like special editions of Nevernight, to be honest.
Illumicrate did a set of them. They did a reprint with sprayed edges, but it was block sprayed, I think.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
I
Sorry.
have the Illumicrate box
not
with
good
Dark
enough.
on, I think.
Same, the piss yellow edges.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
I think that one's still in the box because I had like 4 copies of it and I didn't need
Yeah.
them. So
Now you know my
Awful.
regrets and my shame. Yes,
I'm
I
sure
have
I
2
have
Cruel
more.
Prince sets that are not full. What?
I'm sure I have more that like I regret buying.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Blood of Hercules, that was a recent one. It was hyped, so I thought it would be good, and then I found out it was reverse harem, even though it doesn't say anything about that in the synopsis. So the
Baby.
week after, I just sold it.
That book. I read a chapter of it and it traumatized me.
Oh dear.
Okay, so what is a special edition you wished you had but you missed?
I could only think of one answer for this, and it was the very first Broken Binding sci-fi pick, which was the Andy Weir. No, it's not a trilogy; they're all standalones. But The Martian, Artemis, and Project Hail Mary. They're the only ones that I've ever thought like to even search up like how much they're going for. Too much for my taste, but they are gorgeous. And Project Hail Mary is just, I mean, everyone loves it. It's not a unique thing to say, but it's just so good. I just really, really love that book. And I really like The Martian as well. Not read Artemis, it's on my list. But it's
It
the only
was
one I
me.
can really think it's the only one I can really think of that I was like, oh, I should have just signed up for the list anyway, and I could have skipped. Because they did show it, I think, before like people sign up. I can't remember. Maybe they didn't. Maybe people had to sign up and then they announced it. But I was like, oh, I won't sign up. I'm trying to save money. And I was like, well, I could have just done that and then cancelled it after. But I will never pay through the nose for special editions. I have more integrity than that.
What about you, Bex? What's one you regret you don't have?
Okay, I have like 1.5 because I think there's still an opportunity for the other. One of them, the big one, is the Greenbone Saga, the Illumicrate editions, which they did a leftover sale like start of the month, and I was asleep.
No.
Yeah, I had it like in my calendar and everything. I didn't.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. So, which in fairness, I do have a set saved on Vinted, but it's like €200, and I'm not sure. Which like is actually not that bad.
It's not too.
I feel.
That's that's
So-
not insane.
One day I might break down, so I might. There's still an opportunity. And then the other ones is the Mask of Mirrors set, the Broken Binding that just did, but they said that they have leftovers. So
Yeah, and
hopefully
you
I don't
fully
sleep through
could get
one.
that secondhand as well.
Yeah. Oh, those are
Like,
everywhere on eBay. So
yeah,
those
no,
ones are
like, yeah.
I'll be fine getting those.
Yeah, you'll be fine with those.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried about those. But I did miss.
Have
them
you read that
because They didn't
series?
put me back on the wait list.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming you've read the series if you're like wanting them. Is
Yes.
it good? I really want to get to it soon, I think.
I
didn't
do like
finish
it,
book one.
but it is slow.
That was Brie just choking on a slipper that she's.
Mm.
Dogs in the background.
Yeah.
What about you, Becca? What is your one regret?
So, I mean, one of them, I can't say I regret it because I had opportunity to buy it and I chose not to, but that is the Illumicrate set of the L. Kennedy books. Just because they kind of match the alligator ones and the art style, and I really like that. They did the Helen Huang ones as well. I just don't really need romance books in full-size hardbacks. Seems excessive. And I haven't read the entire series. And then I think the only other one that I would quite like to have that I don't is I think they're going to reprint them though, or like do an iron edition of City of Brass, the Fairy Loot, the original Fairy Loot ones.
I have those.
Yeah, because they're not even that special, but there's just
No.
something about the background being black that makes them look like real bougie.
They look great. They
Yeah.
do.
So like, 'cause
I've
when I
done-
first saw them, because I think that was when I first started getting Fairy Loot around like that time when they went on sale, and I was like, oh, like they're not even like that good, but they do actually look kind of nice.
One of the OG like special edition
They're quite
trilogies
expensive as well because of how few there were, because it was one of the first like full sets that was released. But I do, because they've reprinted or they're doing iron editions of all of those series, I think that they'll do an iron edition of City as well.
I will be purchasing. I
only read book one. It was good, but I'd never continued.
Oh my god, I 5-starred the whole series. I loved it.
Oh, something that I would like, because I know you said about Nev and I really want a actually nice special edition set of the Locked Tomb series.
You don't like the Illumicrate ones?
No, the Illumicrate. So I have the original Illumicrate one from the subscription box.
Same.
Yeah, the black spread edges.
That I ever got, maybe, was Gideon.
Really?
It was the first or the second. And then they did that set with the black edges, and then they was like, hang on, we're going to do another set.
Yeah.
What was that set? Like, what was the point?
But
Like,
another set is much nicer. The one with the black spread edges was just the first print of all the books.
Yeah, but then the one that they did that was special, like the edges are like really like,
they are bright.
Yes,
I like them.
They're
a
very
lot,
bright for the series. I like them, but I do know what you mean when you say something
like,
that like suits it more. Something a bit
like
darker,
bright red,
to be honest.
like bright green. It's like, why?
Yeah. What is this trend of like everything being like green, blue, and red for like every special edition trilogy? Like, I'm sick of it.
I was gonna say, my regret was when JCD was announced for Working Binding, and I thought I wouldn't be able to get them, but then Rose saved my ass, even though I had to pay shipping 3 times.
Not my fault.
Not your fault. It was that was a wild time. But I think recently I've been regretting not getting Fairy Loot Vampire Academy, because I just realized that the original ones are so fucking ugly.
Oh yeah,
with the faces on. And I could have gotten them, but at the time I was actually quite broke, but I could have like taken out of my savings. But I don't like to take out of my savings to buy special editions. Like I have my own book budget. Yeah. But like the second part of that Vampire Academy set is still on sale. So I could get the first 3 and then buy like the second part in the Fairy Loot shop. The problem is that they sell it for like £300. And I just like, I don't want to spend £300 on 3 books.
Yeah,
I only do that for the Poppy War.
I don't have that. I don't have that one to sell to you. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So especially I'm gonna do a little read along of the series, and I'm gonna have to look at my ugly editions, and I have really big regrets because when they announced them, I thought that they looked a bit ugly because I was
Yeah,
just like, it's just a
really
font.
like
Yeah, they weren't
Mhm.
that nice. But then when people got them in person, I was just, they were much nicer than I thought. And I was so sad. And that is it.
Speaking of like editions I want an edition of, I do
Mhm.
really want the shut up. Book of the Ancestor. Did you hear it? She's so
Yeah.
weird. The Book of the Ancestor by Mark Lawrence. Red Sister, Holy Sister, Grey
Well,
Sister.
I'm hoping that the fact that Fairy Loot have now started the Epic subscription means that they're going to open the door to Epic fantasy sets.
I'm hoping so as well. Then I'll just have to fingers crossed for general sale in my whoa! Sorry.
Oh
Jesus
no, Harriet.
Oh, yeah,
I
just rub it in Harriet's face. Go on.
Here you go, Harriet, to make you feel better. Do you feel better now?
I think she feels worse.
Actually, I want them to do the second part because that's my favorite. But that's why I got these, because I need the whole set, you know? Yeah. I actually don't think they're that pretty, but they are like still nice, I guess. Like they're fine.
Yeah, I got the indie paperbacks of the first three, and indie paperback is my preferred format. So
Thank you, Harriet. You're being so nice when I'm being mean.
somebody has
Okay. So like I feel like we covered basically all of like the questions, maybe except what is your like favorite feature on the special edition?
naked hardcover, printed hardcover.
Yeah, same.
Printed.
Like the one you showed earlier without like a dust jacket.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, like the Heavenly Bodies one. I have a really bad luck with Illumicrate though, because all of the ones that have the nicest cover I keep unhauling. Like Mistress of Lies was like my favorite printed hardcover.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
god,
was
it's gorgeous, but bad
Yeah,
book.
not
Which
good book.
one?
Mistress of Lies.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I also have it.
Awful
Hardback
book.
is so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
There's also what else was there? Jade and Dragons.
Mm.
Yeah. I like that fine.
I haven't read that yet.
Is it not great?
I haven't.
No, I liked it fine. It was better than
Okay.
Mistress of Lies. I bought the sequel to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why did I do
beautiful.
that?
Yeah. My very first like printed hardcover was Nevermore, I think.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm rereading it right now.
I want to. I very much want to.
I think my favorite feature is like a spread edge that is pretty.
I know
Like,
a lot
I'm
of people
just-
don't care about spread edges anymore. I still love a spread edge.
I
love
love the
spread edge.
spread edge. And it's
Yeah.
just like, even if like the cover is not like unique, like because sometimes they just keep the same cover, right? If the spread edge is nice, I don't care.
I mean, that's part mostly the time. That's what you see on the shelf because you'll like display it outwards or something. Like,
Yeah.
so
So I love a spread edge. Like that's my favorite. Because I don't usually look underneath the dust jacket or inside the flaps or like
I
etc.
guess I don't read with the dust jacket on, but then I have the these ones that everyone always asks me about, so I read with these on anyway.
Yeah. So then you won't see your pretty
But,
naked art.
It's a nice surprise when you forget it's there and you take the dust jacket off and you're like, hello.
oh,
I forgot to mention as a favorite set is the Bridgerton set from Illumicrate.
it is gorge.
I didn't buy them the first time, but then I did a reprint, so I bought it because I was so sad I missed out the first time. And I have no
Maybe
regret.
sounds pedantic of me, but they look fragile. They look like they scratch easily.
I get you. There's a lot of foiling going
They're
on.
too shiny.
I agree, but they look really nice on the shelf. It's like a little house.
It is cute.
So I appreciate like the simplicity of like the sets. Yeah.
I just knew I would never fucking read that series. So I was like,
I'm reading it right now.
I read the first one and it was okay. So I was like,
Oh, the second one is much better actually.
I know, but I'm not invested enough. And then I stopped watching the show halfway through season 2, so
Same.
I'm less invested now.
I am actually currently reading the second book, and then I started the second season of the show at the same time, and I'm confused of what is canon and what.
Nothing. Okay, apparently they changed like
Hello?
almost everything.
I love what Bridgerton said. So jealous. So what do you see like as the future of special editions? What do you imagine you will keep doing on like the business? We can talk about you first.
About us first. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then the business side.
I think I like what I'm doing right now because I'm not over consuming, whereas I used to really, really over consume. And I think it just makes more sense that I'm just doing stuff that buying ones that I've either already read or it's an author that I'm banking on enjoying again. But with Holly Black, that didn't work. But you know, I got burned once. And like, you know, trying to get arcs of stuff from Illumicrate before the month comes around. And like, I think I'm happy with what I'm doing at the moment. I think the only way it would change is if somehow like, because Fairy Loot, ever since I like got rid of my Fairy Loot, somehow I've been very lucky and I've not wanted a single edition that they've done like pre-sales for. Like I've never been like, oh my God, I wish I still had my subscription. I would have wanted that pre-sale. Like, I think they just moved away from what I liked. Whereas Illumicrate, I pretty much get like quite a lot of their pre-sale stuff. But then a lot of the time they don't really sell out. So it's like, you know, apples and oranges. But like, I think I'm just happy with what I'm doing. Unless Illumicrate like ups their game of like doing more of what they're currently doing and like more series that I've already read that I would like, then I can't see myself like spending more money, if that makes sense.
I'm actually intrigued what you think, Ro, because I think Illumicrate has peaked. I think they're on a downward trajectory. And I'm wondering if you agree, because I know you enjoy Illumicrate in general more than I do in terms of book picks.
I will say I've skipped so much more in the past couple of years, say 2 years, than I ever have. And that's not even just like...
Do you get book only or do you get items as well?
I used to get items and then I decided that the items weren't good enough. So I went to book only. I gave them a chance after they like did the whole reduced the amount of items to make it better quality. I gave them a chance and I was like,
I forgot that they've done that actually, because the actual quality of the items is not. I also feel like it make a lot of mistakes and pretend it didn't happen.
Yes, there's
one-sided Merwild bookmarks when all of the rest are double-sided on shiny cardboard, and it's like reprint them.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. I think I'm just so out of the loop with like items and stuff going wrong.
I'll get my.
Oh, I don't want to see. I want to see.
Because I have all of them as well. So the Merwild bookmarks are actually like one of my favorite Illumicrate items.
Same.
So like, these are like the Nevernight ones were first, right?
Yeah.
Double-sided. They're kind of like a silk paper, so they're not like flat matte, but they're like not shiny.
Yeah.
And this is consistent. So we have Akatar.
Yeah, I've got those.
Red Rising.
I've got those.
And then we had some. They started putting them in random boxes. I think those are the 3 iconic sets.
There's the Truthwitch ones.
Truthwitch.
Yeah, those are Truthwitch. Yeah.
We have Shadowhunters.
I think that was past where I stopped, unless they came in a box.
These are pretty new, the Crescent City ones.
I've got those. Yeah.
And then Raven Boys, I think, are really new.
Yeah, I've not got those.
So
ones.
we also had Greenbone Saga, shiny.
Oh, I've got those.
I have those.
They're like,
how do I have those?
These are not made the same. They're shiny, cheap card.
Maybe I don't.
Wow.
Ellie Hazelwood, single-sided. What the fuck? Like, where's the consistency? Oh, and then there's Babel as well, which are the same.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
excuse me, they have Babel. Can you send them to me?
See, I was, because there's some of these that I don't need because I don't care about. Like, I don't care about Truthwitch. I actually don't like Truthwitch.
Yeah.
But I have all of them.
Yeah, so it's a collection.
Like, I feel like I should keep all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's stuff like that where they like, I feel like that's a mistake that they didn't bother to reprint.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
And then these are just like, they're really like, if you feel these in comparisons to the others, they're not the same.
I don't even know if I have them. I'll have to go check. And
did you just say that you think that Illumicrate is gonna die? Is that what you said?
No, she thinks they peaked.
Oh,
Yeah, so I feel like especially because I've been reading, I did like Shelf It or Scrap It, where I read quite a few books from 2022, and I feel like their book picks in 2022 were fire. And I don't feel like there was a massive like run from like midway through last year up until April this year where I wasn't really excited about any of the books.
Yeah, I skipped like literally all of those that what you said midway from last year, except for January, because it said it was like Studio Ghibli, and I was like, okay, like I like Studio Ghibli, so I'll give that one a go. Haven't read it yet, but apparently it's okay. Yeah, I hesitate to say it, but I do think I agree. And I know someone earlier was saying how like Fairy Loot and Illumicrate, they do clearly have different strategies when it comes to the amounts of what they print and things like that, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel like they have the same sway and the same luster as like Fairy Loot does. And then clearly their like quality control like isn't great.
Some of the things as well, like the reason why I don't like the recent book they did for April is it's far too purple. Like I think it like loses, like the details get lost in the
Purple's
purple.
my favorite color. That's why I like it. That's why I like it.
But I feel like there's no depth to the design because it's in like flat colored purple. Like
I can't understand what you mean.
I feel like they don't do as many like hyped authors as they once did. Like it's a lot of debut authors, which like no shade to debut authors, but it can be a little more hit and miss.
Do you want to know something that's like maybe potentially slightly controversial? There's a book coming up in Illumicrate. Obviously, I won't say what it is. I won't spoil it. But the author works for Daphne Press.
Oh, I think I know that. I've heard that, yeah.
Which is interesting because I don't know. Obviously, the month hasn't come around yet, but I'll be interested to see if when the month comes around, they like disclose that.
There was also when they did Capitana and everyone boycotted it, and then the box quality in general was just really bad. It was a really, really bad box, which people were like, oh, well, maybe because people have skipped the book, they've put like cheap items in. And I'm like, that's not my problem. But I also don't see how that can be the truth because they would have to be pirate themed. They would have to be ordered in advance.
Yeah, it's all in advance. It's never, they wouldn't have known any of this stuff before.
Yeah, because then the other things that they would have had in other boxes wouldn't have been on theme if they'd have swapped between boxes. So I don't know. But that was like really like poor.
As a person who just read all of the Illumicrate books, literally, Capitana was one of the worst ones. Like it was so bad. Either way. Yeah. I, as a person who has again read all of the Illumicrate books very recently, I feel like their picks are so random. Like there's no consistency in genre, in age range, in anything. So if you are subscribed, you need to really like all types of books.
Yeah.
But like Fairy Loot, at least.
Illumicrate,
yeah. The Fairy Loot has like a theme. Like at least when I was reading YA fantasy and Fairy Loot, they are similar because they are within the same genre, within the same age range. And I feel like even like the other books for Fairy Loot is like for the same audience. But Illumicrate is so random. And I'm just like, you have the option to pick any new release, like sci-fi, or maybe not sci-fi anymore, but they could before, sci-fi, adult, YA, fantasy, whatever, and you somehow end up with picking the worst one within a month every single time. How do you do that?
I feel
Who
like
are picking these books? Who is reading these books? I want to know.
I know that they do try to pick like diversely and like new people and give new people a chance, but I feel like the last couple of years has been too much of like, let's try and be really unique with our pick, I guess, and like too niche. And then everyone's like, what is this? Actually, what is this?
There's also like it backfires on them when they do have a book like Capitana in there, and it's like, well, you're supposed to be like pioneering diverse books, and then you have such a problematic author.
Yeah, and I get that it to a point they couldn't back out. I mean, obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of law, business, contracts, whatever, but it didn't feel like they really condemned the author either. They didn't really condemn her or like, you know, whatever, but they didn't really release a statement other than we just are still doing it.
Yeah.
What?
Which I mean, I guess they can't.
It did take away the Kate Corain book that was cancelled.
Yeah, but they were also publishing it. Daphne Press were publishing that book.
They didn't end up publishing it, I think.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
Which
very
always
wild.
reminds me of. I'm trying to think of the book. Oh, it would have been A Deadly Education. Remember, they actively, they were like, kind of like, they put out like a full statement. Whereas like now, I feel like they don't do that. They just
Oh
like, if
yeah, what
any
was
like
the issue with the education? What is
Oh,
Character-
it pissed me off.
any
it
like
pissed me off because I'm mixed race and I related to the character and I was like, I guess my
Yeah. So
yeah,
it
and then they
was-
like never did the second and third book for the
Yeah,
series
well,
and
their
all that. They
first
were like,
edition was ugly as fuck as well.
Oh, yeah,
which
well.
pissed me
it was actually the best edition that they did though, like that was released.
Yeah, that was coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things that people had issues with. People had issues with her being white and writing a mixed race person.
Yeah.
People had issues with the fact that a very small, literally, I think in a passing sentence, someone she mentioned like if someone had locks, that mouths might
I remember that. Yeah.
like take
Like-
root
Yeah.
inside because
Like,
there's a little
pop
space for
down
them too, and
I
people were saying like that adds to the
stereotype.
thing
Yeah.
that they're dirty and things like that, which okay, like, but it's clearly
But
not
they,
meant that way.
But like,
They did
first-
apologize and they removed that
Didn't-
package.
yeah, didn't-
And
because-
Naomi
sure,
Novik, I
isn't-
think, apologized as well.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
was about
meant.
to
She
say-
apologized and then
Yeah.
removed the passage about the locks.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's the like, as I said, that's I remember so clearly them being like, putting out like a clear statement of no,
Yeah.
we don't agree with it, and then like I feel like any like problematic authors and all of that they've had since then, they're just like,
Yeah.
I do also feel like something that I really, really hate is going onto the comments of subscription box posts on Instagram because everyone is so fucking entitled.
Oh yeah.
I do feel like the amount of like pure like vitriol that Fairy Loot get, Illumicrate kind of don't, and it's weird. Like it's not equal, I feel. Like the people in Fairy Loot comments are always really angry, and Illumicrate tends to be a lot more chill.
Maybe
Yeah.
because the Illumicrate is easier to get hold of, while like people Fairy Loot is really invested. Speaking about Fairy Loot, when is
Yeah.
the Throne of Glass set coming?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
I also forgot about it until we talked about books that
Well,
were
it was
cancelled.
because of the controversy that like all
Yeah.
of the artwork was supposedly like copied from a small artist.
Oh.
Throne of Glass, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I was about
That
to say,
was-
like, maybe it's because of like the books that they pick, because like I mean Sarah J. Maas obviously, but like Illumicrate have done Sarah J. Maas books as
I
well,
don't
so I'm
know
like,
if Fairy Loot will do Sarah J. Maas again now because I know the artist, I don't know if it was just an artist I follow on Instagram or whether it was the artist that did the edges or part of the artwork for that set said that she'd never do Sarah J. Maas art again after that. So I don't know whether Fairy Loot are now just not gonna
Yeah.
Sarah J. Maas.
I'm just gonna put the dog out.
You just hear the dog whining. Did I ask like what is a special edition you're hoping for? Like that doesn't exist.
No, but we have covered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I want to do Fairy Loot to do both Greenbone Saga and Poppy Warren, and I'm happy.
I would just love
Yeah.
anybody to do Course of Dragons. Which who
No
would
one
buy
has
it? It's not a
it.
popular series. Me.
It's
I would
Maybe
be the only
broken,
person.
broken binding, maybe it's like a bit dude bro, but not dude
Yeah, but
bro
it's
enough.
5 books, so I'm like, yeah.
Maybe.
As I said, I would be the only person in line to buy them, but I would be happy.
There was another book I wanted to say, but now my mind has escaped me. What was I saying? I don't know. Say something cool, I think.
I don't know how to say cool things.
Also, already getting ahead of myself, considering they literally only put them on sale. But I do hope Illumicrate do the rest of the Realm of the Otherlings,
Oh yeah, me
and
too.
not just like
I
as I
do
said,
know, 'cause,
haven't
like,
even gotten those. Like, so
Hannah's
maybe
said
that'll be terrible. But
Hannah just said in the comments about Fairy Loot have had so many art-related issues that they mustn't vet them well. I don't know about the art process, but something that really pissed me off regarding the Farseer trilogy and actually Illumicrate is that this is not Fitzchivalry's standard. This is not his. This is the Farseer standard. It's not his.
yeah,
And like considering they do so much Farseer stuff, I'm like, how do you not know this? You're apparently big fans. This is just the Farseer sigil. This is not
Mm.
Fit Chivalry sigil.
Yeah. Oh, Char, have you seen the deluxe set? I will show you. Give me a moment.
I still haven't read Assassin's Fate.
Oh wow. I mean, I don't
What?
think it's wrong.
Scared. Everything is. I am scared. So the publisher did this, and I think it's very pretty. It's just like from the publisher. Speaking about things that it's just a deluxe set of the series, but it is very nice. It is just gold, but like it is a nice set, I think.
Did anybody get these special Galank sets of like the Gentleman Bastards books and The Name of the Wind? They were really nice.
No, I did not.
They were really
But-
expensive. They were like £75 each.
Dang.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I like this set a lot, and it's one of my favorite series, so I got it for Christmas. It's quite expensive, and this is just like normal from the publisher, like a deluxe set. And you can buy it like on the Orbit site.
Oh, also we've never mentioned anything, like, because we've been talking so much about boxes. I guess it's like Kickstarters, like indie authors and all of that doing their own stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Because I feel like they can be, I don't know, it makes me nervous sometimes, but like most of I've had good experiences so far. So like, but I feel like they're also not usually as customized, even though you're still paying like maybe even more than you would be for like
Yeah.
other written.
You do get
I
nice
would-
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did do obviously the secret projects from Mr. Sanderson.
Yeah.
And then I did for some reason the Shadowhunter seasons shit, and everything I've been getting feels like shit. So I don't know why I did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I'm trying to think. What do I have Kickstarter wise? I have
Don't get in these because they're so nice.
I have the Sword of Kaigen
ooh,
edition, the Wraithmark one, which has
I did not do that one.
yeah, which like it is heavy. Like you could kill someone with this. I think it's numbered as well. Yeah, this is copy number 22.
Wow, that's a good
Find,
number.
like an unpixelated photo of this book. Which is,
Yeah.
What do you think
Yeah,
of
and
Lock
then-
Library? I only have one edition that I bought of someone on eBay, which was of course Babel, because
I intensely dislike Watch Library
why?
because they suck. Like they suck. Like for that to be a Harper Voyager fantasy subscription box is a joke. Like it is an absolute joke. Do you know what Harper Voyager published? The Final Strife, Nevernight. Like tons of my favorite series are published by Harper Voyager, and they send such shite in those boxes. They even launched, so they got you hooked with Mark Lawrence. Once again, we thought we were getting like a Dude Bro fantasy box, and we ended up with like a weak ass YA romantasy box because what everyone needs is another YA fantasy subscription box. We were like, don't have any of those. Like, definitely need more of those. The romantasy one as well. What even is that? Who wants in the year of 2025? Who wants B format hardbacks? Literally, what the fuck?
Oh, you said
Yeah.
something earlier about the Kickstarters. Because I got the Secret Project ones, but for some reason I thought that they were exclusive to the Kickstarter, but then you can buy it in Brandon Sanderson's store.
Oh.
So then I was just like, then what was the point of supporting the Kickstarter? I could have bought them later, you know? It's just that they're a bit more expensive in the store. And then obviously they were traditionally published 3 months later.
Yeah.
But then I was
I
just
feel
like,
like
what was
wasn't
the
there
point?
like drama with like, I don't know, some like self-published, I don't know, was it romantasy or something, where she wrote like the first book and then set up a Kickstarter for like the second one to have like a special edition of both of them, and like it's been like 3 years and the book hasn't even written yet.
Who?
I feel like I saw that recently, but I can't even remember who the author was or anything.
It's crazy.
And I'm just like,
mad people get when stuff like that happens as well, like the J.
yeah, but it was like, I think it was something like $90,000, and like supposedly around the time that she launched the Kickstarter, or like the money all got taken, she opened like a restaurant, and everyone's like, did she use our money to open a restaurant?
What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about
We're talking about
Kickstarter
Kickstarters.
special editions.
Oh.
I don't know if any of that is true, I have to say. But like, I
Well,
did see somebody say.
I did get the Wraithmark Darker Shade of Magic like 1.5 year ago, and it's still not come. So I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
they think so.
Wraithmarked. I think I
Yeah.
got. I got a special edition of the Wayward Children recently. It might have been Wraithmarked.
Yeah, they did that.
Yeah.
I think it's a bind up, I think.
Honestly,
Yes.
books, I don't even know what we are getting. It just arrives stuff at my and I'm just like, what is this? Oh, it's the Shadowhunter Kickstarter that I somehow spent like £250 on, but here we
Yeah,
are.
I've never done a Kickstarter. I was tempted by the Sanderson one, but it was far too expensive. But there's
Yeah.
3 copies.
Oh, the Sanderson one I did without blinking.
Yeah, Wayward Children is the only one I've ever done. And it's
I
because
would probably do a Red Rising one because I'd do anything Pierce Bryan told me to.
Yeah.
So what I want to end off with is that the next Schwab book is coming next month, and I have now subscribed to like this little tiny subscription box service called Dazzling Books that doesn't even ship to Norway, so I had to ship it to my friend Jess in the UK so I could get it. And then I ordered like 2-3 other editions, and I don't even know if I like the book yet. So I thought I'd become a better, more reflective person, but here we are, and that is what I wanted to end off with.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am debating whether to get the Illumicrate one.
Which book?
The Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil.
Fairy Loot are doing it, right?
Yeah, and the adult one.
Yeah.
Which
I've
is
already bought the Illumicrate one, and I'm probably gonna get the Illumicrate one.
there's some books are 5 stars, some books I really just don't care about at all. So I wasn't sure. So that is also a problem for me. So,
yeah. But that kind of ties into what you were saying earlier, Becca, how like Illumicrate used to put books like that in their monthly, whereas Fairy Loot, I feel like do that now, like a bit more at least.
I think they're all still putting like high value releases outside of the subscriptions, but Fairy Loot have been mixing them in a little bit better than Illumicrate.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single Illumicrate book recently that's been in a box that I knew existed until I saw it was an Illumicrate book.
The most recent one I can think of is Babel or Babel.
But that was like 2022.
Yeah.
No,
but that was
like
ages
Darling
ago.
House would have been after that.
Darling House, yeah.
That was, I think, the first one I got, and I was like, "Oh, good month to start on," and then
yeah. Whereas like Fairy Loot have the V. Schwab book, and they also have the Rachel Gillig book. And what's their August book? Isn't that one like a high
is it The Rose in Chains, or is that a second
one?
one?
Yeah, no, I think that might be it. So I think I'm thinking of May and June for Fairy Loot, and then they haven't released edition of Catabasis, I don't think, and I'm pretty sure Illumicrate have announced one. So I think that might end up being a monthly book for Fairy Loot as well.
Yeah, the adult.
But it better be in the adult and not the epic, because or else
it's not epic fantasy.
It is not. So it should be.
The Devils. The Devils is Grimdark.
Great.
Oh.
Well, I guess I would just pay someone £200 on eBay then.
I'm sure it'll be in the adult box.
Yeah.
But
it's the most likely.
Because I don't know, I say Catabasis, but I know that's not how you say it.
It's interesting that Hannah says that there should be a rule in book sub boxes selling the same title in the same month, because Loch Library said, "Oh, we'll never do a book. We'll never clash with any other subscription box. That's guaranteed with us." And then they clashed with Goldsborough, and when people complained, they were just like,
Sorry, I guess.
Well, wait, if it's an epic, wait, it's quarterly, right? So May was the 1st, June, July. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, that's
I see tears coming out of my eyes.
I understand how the Devils ended up in there, even though it's not epic, because it's fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
But Catabasis is not though. It's more like scholarly.
It's a romance mixed with academia.
So then it needs to be in the adult box, which is basically romantasy number 2. They have 3 romantasy boxes. But I am also ordering all of the Catabasis books. I have the Waterstones. I'm gonna get the Illumicrate. I'm gonna get Broken Binding. And then like the normal prints are also spread edges, so I'm gonna get those too.
Yeah, which means
either way,
we had this conversation about Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil, because she said in one of her newsletters, she was like, for like my past few releases, like, you know, Addie LaRue and Galland and all those, she was like, it's been so subscription box heavy, and that's why she said that she signed like 300,000 copies of the first edition printings, because she was like, I don't want it to be like exclusive, and then it's like in every box ever.
But then she's also going to have a 12-day edition and a 31-hour edition.
Oh, they did this
So,
with
like,
Addie LaRue as well.
Yeah, and so it just
Addie
cracked me
LaRue.
because it very much seemed like she was like, oh, it might be in like maybe one, which like she probably doesn't even like really. She probably doesn't have that much of a choice in it. I suppose it's probably this, publisher and all of that, and they know that's going to get money because people like me love to collect them all.
I guess
Yeah,
she has
because-
to agree to sign them.
Bury Our Bones is like right now it has a Loom Crate edition, Old Crate edition, Fairylit edition, Dazzling whatever I bought edition, Bookish box edition, which is the July pick, which I'm also getting. That is
That's
5 at least
crazy.
different ones that we
So
know.
she lied, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh my god! And guess who has all of them?
I don't know if I still got 2 or if I've just got 1. I can't remember.
I think I have 12.
I got
I
rid
think I
of a
have
lot of
3.
mine. None of the
Yeah, I
sub
have
boxes
3.
are signed, Hannah says. Interesting. So I wonder if she even really wanted
Oh yeah, no, the 300,000 are just first editions, like normal.
like the normal
But
ones.
I would
yeah.
never buy a first edition normal just because it's signed. I would rather
Yeah.
get a special edition.
You
There
know
was
what?
a time. What?
I'm happy that they're not signed. Well, she's doing an event in York, and I didn't get tickets. And then I kind of regret it. But there's so many events that I go to, and I'm like, I think about going to, and I'm like, my books are signed. What's the point? Because I don't have anything to say to authors really. So I feel like it's really cringe. This is just from my perspective. Because do what you want, okay? I would feel really cringe going up to an author and being like, "Oh my god, I love this, this, and this, and this, and this," and change my like, because I just feel like if somebody said anything like that to me, like, what can you say? You can't say like, because if you like, oh thanks, like I love that too. That's just really arrogant. So you can only just say like, oh thanks, or like. You know what I mean? So like I just go to have my book signed.
Yeah.
And like I make small talk while I'm there.
I've only again, we don't get signings and stuff here. Like I went to a VE Schwab event, but there was no signing attached to it. And then the only other time, which like where you got to actually meet the authors, was Cassandra Clare and Holly Black went on a tour together.
I saw that.
Holly Black at that time, it was like right before I feel like the Cruel Prince like blew up. I think it was The Wicked King was just after coming out. And she actually started like just walking the line because everybody was there for Sandra Clare.
Oh, bless.
And so anyone that actually had her book, she was like full on stopping and just having a conversation. And like she had like these gorgeous earrings in, and so we just were talking about earrings for like 5 minutes. She was lovely.
I love meeting authors because I never get to, and then once I meet, I become a full on fangirl.
Yeah, I went to a Hannah Kaner event in York recently, and I just left after the talk because my books are already signed. And I don't want them personalized because they're special editions in case I ever do decide to sign them. If they're not like, I would have like my Red Risings probably personalized.
Same.
Maybe some of my Sanderson books.
Yeah.
But not like, because I don't intend to unhaul my God Killer books, but I did just give them 4 stars, so you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
One in Leeds, which I'm actually quite excited about because she's not doing a sign-in, so then I don't feel bad when I leave.
Who is doing a event?
Just a talk.
Who?
Callie Hart. I haven't read the book, but I was like, if there's events in Leeds or York for an author that I know of, then I tend to go. Might as well.
Oh my god. I purchased a ticket for a Cassandra Clare event online just so I could get a tour edition. And then, because I was just like, what if they sell out? So I bought tickets for an event.
Is that
I
for
didn't
the
go
last
to.
hour ones?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
and then after the event, they sold copies, but then it wasn't ticket for the event, so it was cheaper. But then I already bought it, and then I wanted to die.
Yeah.
Okay. But there was one thing I want to say, but I keep forgetting what I want to say. I keep getting distracted by all auditions and books. Either way, bottom line, I'm trash. Love it.
We know.
So fair. I love that none of us
Lots of
denied it.
No.
I think I get a lot of, because I do shelve or scrap it, and I do get a lot of comments being like, get rid of your subscription boxes and you'll solve your problem. And I'm like, you clearly don't understand how content is made.
Yeah.
I mean, those videos do great. And then
Also, they're free.
who's going to say goodbye to free books?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're free, they're resale value. They're the only perks of my job. My 2 videos that make the most in ad revenue in a month is my unboxing and shelve it or scrap it.
Literally, like, I'm trying to make a living here.
Yeah.
And like, if I didn't do an unboxing every month, I'd have to think of a creative video every month that isn't going to perform as well as an unboxing does. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
but
Very
yeah,
true.
I think but honestly, if I didn't get them all for free, I wouldn't get all of them.
But would you get some of them? Which one would you get?
I would keep the adult fairy loot.
Mm.
I'd probably stay on with the Lumacrate because I can skip it.
Mm.
Would you keep the epic fairy loot?
I would keep. Well, I assume that I would. Right now, I feel like I can say yes, but obviously we haven't had it yet, so I don't know.
See how it goes.
The romantasy. I think I said this when I did the romantasy rundown. I was like, if I had to keep one, it would be the adult, but I would probably keep the romantasy as well. But I would obviously utilize my skips. I wouldn't get all of them.
This is a really good point, because when I was a kid, my sister was a part of this like book club where you got like a book a month for like girls, the girl book club. And she got stuff in this as well, which is where I like think Illumicrate and Fairlight obviously had like similar ideas. I like the idea of like you getting a book that you didn't know what was, so you could discover something new. Like that is the idea that I loved before we got all into like all the conversations. But now, when I own 3,000 books, the idea is not that appealing anymore. Because then it's just like, why do I own shit?
I'm actually so grateful that you've read all of the Fairy Loots and Illumicrates, because we have a very, very similar taste in books. Like, I think it's very few that we disagree on. So it's so funny that I read The Shepherd King, the first book, and then I saw Sandra's 2-star, and I was like, well, yeah, I should have looked at her review first.
I really like that book.
I gave it 3. I was underwhelmed.
Oh, I really liked it.
I wanted to skip the Fairlight one because Rachel is in it, because I didn't like her other book. But then I was just like, but I can sell that for a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I was like, keep it. You can sell that.
Okay. Well, I feel like we covered what we wanted to say, I think. Is there anything anyone want to add? Any special editions that you want to share?
I think so.
Yeah.
No, not really. I still have these are the first ones that I ever got. It's the
I have mine too.
Yeah.
Oh, mine might be
There's backstory behind it. There's lore.
The original.
Let's hear it.
Great Strange the Dreamer, I think, was the first one.
I've got those.
Yeah, the golden silver.
Yeah, the
They're
golden
very
silver.
overwhelming, but I still keep them.
Yeah. It's the, I don't know, it's the sentimental value of it being originally, of being like, oh my god, at the time they were like, oh my god, there's like gold and silver edges and they're sparkly cute.
I don't like the remake that they did recently.
Yeah, I didn't buy those. I thought they were ugly as fuck. Ugly, look at that. What is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sarai, my girl, what have they done to you? God.
Yeah. As I said, the secret lore behind this is that this is how I got into the book community, because I had, when I was 15, 16, a Shadowhunter fan account. And I had about 7,000 followers.
Wow.
On Instagram.
Sick.
Yeah.
I love that. Where is
Secret
that
lore.
account now?
Lore drop.
Yeah, where's that account now?
Oh, it is, I have it deactivated. I did not delete it because I was proud of it. But it is deactivated. But if I remembered the password, I could totally log back in. I don't think I remember the password though. So
I had a Tumblr where I used to make GIFs from like Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars episodes.
I had a Tumblr where I made GIFs for Doctor Who. And I'm very proud because I had like 15,000 followers.
And I thought it was so cool when I figured out how to make GIFs in Photoshop. I have to make my own.
Me too.
We're getting a lot of lore here, guys.
I know.
My Tumblr is still up, so you can still see all my GIFs. I also had a multi-fandom one and a Game of Thrones one. The Game of Thrones one had like 100,000 followers. I was very proud.
Wow.
I was more famous on Tumblr than I ever will be. But I was going to say, I just remember what I was going to say. Do you guys remember when deluxe edition started to become a thing because Schwab did a deluxe edition of Darker Shades of
Yeah.
Magic. And I have all of those. Of course I do. But now I look at them and she's like, this is just a hardback that is signed and it's black.
Do you remember the scramble to get like the Nevernight with the black edge?
Yeah.
I still don't have one. I've got the other two in the black edge. I don't have the Nevernight one.
I only have Dark Dawn.
See, this
black
is
edge.
why all of the fun has been taken out of book buying for me, because there's so many special editions. So one of my favorite, like my prized possessions, is the original hardback set of Daughter of Smoke and Blood. That's just the original like, UK hardbacks. But like, what's the point? Because like shit just gets reprinted. They don't have original hardbacks anymore because like they have such extended print runs. They're not exclusive like they used to be.
Yeah, I remember in 2020, the Red Sister hardback, normal hardback, was going for at least £80 to £100.
Yeah,
like
wasn't it the same with City of Brass, like the hardback, just plain hardback for that.
Plain hardback, yeah, it was going for like 80 to 100. And I remember finding one.
The blue and the orange.
The blue and the orange.
I think I got the white one.
I managed to get one for £10, and I was so excited. I think someone just didn't realize they were just selling their stuff on eBay or like somewhere, and they were like, like just put it on. And I was like, please, can I have this? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I've still got it. It's one of my, again, like you said, prized possessions, because I was just so like, and it's just a normal hardback.
Yeah, because UK were really exclusive with the hardbacks before, but now they're not. Like you can still get like Bobble in hardback UK, which is like usually when the paperback game.
I get annoyed now because like I don't have space for this many hardbacks. Like I want paperbacks, and we used to get so many books that just went straight to paperback, and that's not a thing right now. Even like thrillers, I want a hardback thriller.
No,
who wants a hardback thriller? Hey, give me a paperback.
I feel that about romance. I don't want hardback romance.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like any of the Afterlight picks that they've had for a long time, but also I don't need hardback romance, with the exception of this, and I've got the of the Hating Game.
My exception was Delilah Green, which you sold to me.
Oh yeah,
that's my one exception.
At least you actually got that, because Sandra said, "Can I buy Cleat Cute off me?" like 8 months ago, and it's still over there.
I'm just waiting. But can you put in the Bobble bookmarks as well? Can you put in the Bobble bookmarks as well? Thank you.
Oh, I love paperbacks. I love a large paperback.
Oh yeah, big paperback, big floppy paperback. You sold me. I would like exchange anything for like all my normal hardbacks.
But you guys live in the UK, so you get like mostly UK editions.
Yeah.
I live like in Norway.
The problem with those giant is like it's the American, because like again more Treads of Power. This is the Tor edition.
Yeah,
it's one of the giant paperback.
Why is it doing that?
Why? Look,
when you used to get a random paperback, you did like a little like extra treat.
Or an arc. It's been a while since that's happened, actually.
Yeah.
But in Norway, if you go in certain stores, they will have UK and US editions. So as a person who is not a professional book buyer like myself, they're always just like, why are they in a different size? Girl, it's because you need to know what you have bought. Have you bought the US paperback, the US hardback, the UK paperback, the UK top paperback, or the UK hardback? And they're just like looking at me like, what? And this took me a long time to realize that is why I have some mismatched books. But it's hard to be an international book girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I said now 4 times that is what we wanted to say, and then we keep talking. Thank you all for coming. It was fun. If you have any wishes for topics in the future for Booktube talks, because this was what I got in my mind and now I don't know anymore, leave it in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for my guests for coming.
Thanks for having us.
You for sure see them again. I will force them to come back.
Seems valid.
Yeah. And have a lovely evening to all of you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.